Blockchain governance can be regarded as the integration of norms and culture, the laws and the code, people and the institutions that facilitate coordination and together determine a given organization. Innovations and transformations across many aspects of the public sector can be driven by the use of new technologies by governments. The use of information technologies to improve the public sector is often captured by the label of e-government. The initial focus of e-government is to provide and maintain a technological environment in the government that has evolved into transforming the government business model and organization, and is expanded to also cover the transformation of the relationships between government and citizens, businesses, and other non-state actors. Hence, the adoption of new technology to improve public service delivery has become more critical for government organizations.
Governments around the world are starting to explore the potential benefits and concerns of integrating blockchain-based applications into the public-private sector, and blockchain technologies are presented as major breakthroughs with great potential in public sectors. It is believed that blockchain has great potential benefits for the government, such as data quality, transparency, avoidance of fraud and manipulations, enhancing trust, security, and privacy. Also, this blockchain technology has the potential to make government operations more efficient by improving the delivery of public services and increasing trust in the public sector. In deeper sense, elections are a fundamental pillar of a democratic system, allowing citizens to express their opinions through voting. Due to their significance in our society, the election process must be transparent and dependable in order to ensure its credibility among participants. Within this context, the approach to voting has been an ever-evolving domain. The evolution is primarily driven by the efforts to make the system secure, verifiable, and transparent. Moreover, blockchain is one of the emerging technologies with strong cryptographic underpinnings, allowing applications to leverage these capabilities to develop resilient security solutions. Also, this blockchain can resemble a data structure that stores and distributes all transactions executed since its genesis. It is primarily a distributed decentralized database that maintains a complete list of constantly germinating and growing data records secured from the unauthorized manipulation, tampering, and revisions.
How blockchain technology is used in this application. First, we must compare how traditional voting and blockchain voting works. In a traditional election, a central authority typically maintains the data voting records. This process alone creates a single vulnerability that can lead to manipulation of votes. However, with blockchain, the voting process becomes decentralized, meaning everyone has a copy of the records, and it's likely that voters' data are distributed to different nodes. It also uses encryption to protect voters' data. The implementation of blockchain in digital voting is very significant. If used correctly, this system can withstand fraud and manipulation because of its distributed structure. Its uses. Voters can present valid government-issued IDs to register inside a voting center. If they prefer to cast their votes at home, they can do so by scanning the person's face with the cameras on their smartphones, similar to how we fully verify GCash accounts. Moving to the advantages of the application. With blockchain integrated in election, results will be fair and it's likely to avoid issues in each election season, such as voter fraud, election rigging because the data cannot be manipulated. Once the vote is cast, it then goes to the blockchain and they are immutable. Also, voters will most likely see real-time voting results to see who is winning instead of a day after the deadline. The accessibility of it includes a much organized election process. One advantage one advantage of it is that there's the transition from traditional, reducing the cost of using physical ballots and manpower. Moving to its limitation or the limitations of the application. Its limitation is that it is not completely secure. One possible case scenario is that if voters choose to vote at home and on their devices, we must assume that they may be infected with malware or viruses, rendering the entire process inoperable.
According to the study of Jafar et al., the following companies and groups, most of which were established during the past 5 years, are growing the voting industry. Everyone has a clear vision of how the blockchain network would actualize transparency. However, because they rely on modern blockchain frameworks like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hyperledger, their systems are inefficient to manage millions of transactions at the national level. Here are some companies using blockchain for voting. Follow My Vote. It is a business that offers a safe online voting system built on the blockchain with the ability to audit polling places and track real-time democratic developments. Votes. This business developed a blockchain-based voting system for smartphones that allows users to cast distant, anonymous votes and check that their votes were successfully tallied. Polyas. The business uses blockchain technology to offer an electronic voting system to the public and private sectors. Luxoft. The international IT sector created the first specialized blockchain electronic voting system employed by big industries. Service provider Luxoft Harding Incorporation collaborates with the Swiss University of Applied Sciences in Lucerne and the Swiss city of Zug. Polis. So transparent crypto algorithm-backed blockchain-based online voting platform. Agora. It is a team that unveiled the blockchain-based digital voting system. It was created in 2015 and partially used in the March 2018 presidential election in Sierra Leone. Features of blockchain voting. Eligibility. Users must be eligible in order to cast a ballot. Varying the countries may have different eligibility requirements. The age of the user casting the vote is one of the criterion. Privacy. One of the most crucial elements of democratic voting is privacy. The privacy of voters should be protected. No one should be possible to determine how a specific voter voted or for whom that specific voter voted. Coercion resistance. No one should be able to coerce a voter or be able to determine whether they are guilty or innocent. The voter casts his or her ballot in accordance with the instructions. Physical verification. Physical verification is required to determine if the real voter or the fraudulent voter cast a ballot on the name of a different voter. Forgiveness. Before the election is over, the voter should have the option to change their vote. This has to do with the coercion resistance. Voters should be able to change their minds after casting their ballots even if they were coerced. Verifiability. According to these characteristics, all participants in the voting process should be able to confirm the outcomes. This leads to transparency in the voting process. Additionally, each voter should be able to confirm whether or not their vote was counted. Immutability. A voter's choice ought to be unchangeable. Without the proper consent of the voter, no one should be able to alter any voter's vote. All of the records ought to be unchangeable. Blockchain technology can be used to address several voting-related difficulties. making electronic voting more secure, convenient, and cost-effective than using any other network. Over time, research has brought to light certain issues, such as the necessity for additional research into blockchain-based electronic voting and the technology's difficulties that exist with such systems.